210. We're live. Let me go in and check and make sure it's on there. Takes a little while sometimes. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, I'm excited about this one. This is a good one. And I think this is going to open the door for others. Let's see. Huh. I don't see it in here. All right, hang on. Okay, we need to allow people a little time to get in anyway.
Okay.
Let's see. We got one person showing up. You actually remind me of one of my aunts.
Why?
I don't know. It's the energy. I think she was. I don't know if she was an aunt or more of like a second or third cousin. But to me, she was like an aunt because of the generations. All right, let's see here. I don't see it yet. Let me see here. Come on. Huh. All right, we're showing 10 people here, but I'd like to get the comments up. So let me see if I can make that happen. All right. Somebody let us know if we can be heard. My phone, you know, electronics have been doing some funny things.
It must be your high vibrations.
I don't know, but it's some weird. I'm looking at my page and it's totally weird. Okay, we're just gonna have to wing it. Oh wait. Here we are. We're right. All right. So this is all right. So we've got Roz is in the house. Roz Horowitz. Shaz Sauce is in the house, and thank you, Shaz, for all your lovely comments on YouTube. Peter's in the house from Sweden. Sandra Mathis. Morgan Lee. John Johnson, thank you, John. I'm glad the sound's good. Callie Louise Morgan from Australia is in the house. Michelle Boulot. Ann Killick from New Zealand. Cherie Blakesley, good to see you again. And Soraya Williams, good to see you again. And Anna Maria from Romania. So we got 20 people and counting. This is a kind of a late night edition for us here, but we wanted to make sure that we brought this very special show to you tonight. It's the 18th in Israel, and it's still the 17th over here in Hawaii. So this is a very special show. There are many people around the world who have been doing this work for a long time. Most of them divine feminine, and because of the energy of suppression that has held down the energy or the vibration of the Mother Goddess frequency for so many years, there's been a reluctancy to step up and be seen and it's understandable. But I think in this year, everything's pointing to that more and more of these divine feminine are going to be stepping up and spreading their wings and sharing their sacred wisdom and their stories, because in their stories, it's full of activations and code exchange that we also dearly need and the world needs. So there's some new faces here. Anna Victoria from Brazil, Alison Robertson from Scotland, Day Woods is here, Beth Bouchard's here, Romania's in the house. We got people from all over the world, and that's fascinating. This is Soul Speaks 5D. My name's Todd Medina. I represent Soulogy.one, the network that is expanding more and more every day, bringing 24 hours a day until we can bring 24 hours a day of continuous live programming of these types of conversations and broadcasts. Today we have with us a beautiful beloved sister named Merita from Israel, who has a very unique story in that it hasn't been heard a lot, these types of stories. Like I said, these women have been working in the background for many years, and it's time. It's time. You know, we know this. We know this year is the year of expansion, and so I just want to say thank you, Merita, for honoring us with your presence today and sharing space with us. I'm excited, and I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you for having me here. And I'm really excited because I'm going to tell you about the mission I got into and how it's ending now. in a very public way. And shall I start? Okay.
Yeah, I think just start from you said it started around 2000. Maybe just tell us how it started, how you woke up to it, and just this is a platform for you and those like you. So it's all yours.
First of all, I want to tell you that I was born in Portugal, and I only came to Israel when I was 21, and I ended up in a community called kibbutz, where everything was done for us very comfy but controlled. Okay, we could not decide anything for ourselves. In the year 2000, I started to wake up by meeting people who were in the same course with me learning Feng Shui. Feng Shui is all about energies.
Yes.
And they introduced me to Cryon. Did you hear about him?
Yes.
Cryon. Okay, channeled by Lee Carroll.
Yes.
When I started listening to Cryon, something woke up in me. Totally. I got hooked. And slowly I got into, it was quite quick. I got into spirituality through these people I met during the course. And at one stage they took me to this meeting where they were doing an initiation on the divine energy. I had no idea what it was, but I went. And it really hit me hard because from that moment on, I was getting downloads every day.
Wow. And
after a few months, I was in total bliss and peace and joy.
What kind of, now this was in 2000, right?
This was in 2000.
And what kind of downloads were those first few months of downloads like?
I was supposed to just lie down and ask to connect to the divine energy. Okay, and there was this energy flowing through me. It was a cleansing energy, a beautiful energy, and that was it. I was also told to do sun gazing, and I did. And I was getting a lot of symbols from the sun. I was very connected to the sun as well. Colors start coming, symbols, all through the sun.
Wow.
And when I start feeling such bliss, such beauty, I was still living on the kibbutz. My soul kicked in and said, okay, now you know who you are and what you are. Let's take you to the dark side of the...
What?
Mission, it's like they wanted to remind me who I was, okay, and then they kicked me out to the dark side of whatever I came to do, and I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
I spent 2 years like being cracked open to multidimensionality without knowing what the hell was going on, because I had just begun to touch what was spirituality. So I'm trying to tell you about this with humor, but it was really hardcore stuff.
I can understand that, yeah.
My family thought I was going crazy, and so did I. And somehow listening to the channelings of Cryon gave me the confirmation that I was on the right path, not to worry, not to be so afraid. It was a kind of support. After 2 years of this kind of opening, I just got up and left everything. I left the comfy life of the community. I left a beautiful home, a husband that was really nice, 2 kids that were really grown up, but I left with 1 suitcase and I said, just guide me.
Wow.
And I was guided to Portugal, back to where I was born, to this amazing mountain, very, very spiritual place. And there I started my call. I can say it was a call.
Yeah.
I was told in channelings that I was a human portal. Okay, I was supposed to bring the new consciousness to Earth. I was doing that through my paintings and my connection to the consciousness that came into colors. Okay, I start painting non-stop, and by being an open portal, what came through to the canvas was alive. It was like an open portal, completely open here. And the energies were coming through, and new consciousness was coming through. Wherever I put those paintings, and they were all around me, they were active, they were alive.
Yes.
And you see a lot today, people taking photographs and the rainbow comes through, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was doing that 20 years ago through my painting.
Wow.
That is the new consciousness that it's coming to neutralize the black and white. And at the same time, I started on this journey of the rose.
Wow.
I was supposed to find out what the divine feminine energy was. So here you have a mix with the divine energy, the feminine divine, and the new consciousness. The journey started in Portugal. In that mountain, after a month of being there, I met people who were doing meditations, and they were connected to this energy, how do you call it, this energy space called Leash, Fatima.
What is that?
There are energy centers all over the world, like
okay.
Shambhala. Shambhala is the very known one, but there's many others.
So they were connected. They were connected to this one. Was it in Portugal?
Yes, in Portugal there's one. In Europe there's only two. There's this one that's called Leash Fatima, and there's one in France called Lourdes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Okay, and they are very healing, and they are like a mirror of an energy place in the universe. So these people were connected to this place, and they took me there a lot, and we had meditations on it, and it was the beginning of a very long road.
And this is like in 2002.
2004.
Oh, in 4.
Okay, in 2004, because it took me some time to have the courage to leave everything.
Yeah.
I had to be really out of my mind to be able to leave with one suitcase and no fear.
And you left strictly based on the divine communication you were receiving and knowing.
Yes, it was a soul push that, I was kicked out and go and find out what you came to do. And I was 52 by then. I was not a young person. I left with very little money, one suitcase, and just trusting.
Wow.
Now, this energy center is very connected to ascension. Okay, it's connected to ascension, it's connected to Mother Mary, it's connected to the roses. And I stayed there for a year in Portugal, learning about energy centers all over the world, learning about, not knowing exactly what I was doing, but this was what I understand today that I had to be there for. After a year, I came back to Israel. I knew I had to come back. And when I came back, I understood that I was on a mission for Mary Magdalene.
Yes.
It was coming back to Israel with the divine feminine to plant it here again. It was alive when she was alive here, when all that family was here. Mother Mary, Magdalene, Yeshua. There was this energy center by the Sea of Galilee. And it had closed.
Is the sea, and I'm only asking this actually for some personal reasons for when I first woke up. Is the Sea of Galilee, is that near the, is that near Jerusalem? Is it near the is it the Dead Sea?
No.
Okay.
It's in the north of Israel.
The north of Israel, okay.
North of Israel. The Dead Sea is not so far away. Listen, this country is really small. You get from, yeah. But the Sea of Galilee is where this family lived.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so it has a very special energy there. And I connected to it very quickly. And I understood that I was supposed to bring this energy back, to open it, to plant it in the Sea of Galilee.
Wow.
It took me many years. First of all, I was taken there by this guy who was channeling Archangel Michael all the time. And once he came to me and he said, I was requested to take you to a special place. And that was the first time that I went to this place by the Sea of Galilee, and it was very, very strong. That was the beginning of connecting bits and pieces. And then I started going there every month. It was like a healing space full of peace. And after a few years, I understood I had to go and live there. So I moved. I've been moving a lot, about 14 times since I left that community, which is about once a year.
Yes.
I had to move. I had to take this energy and these frequencies and to different places in Israel. But when I went to the Sea of Galilee and I lived there for 7 months, things start moving very fast. I didn't know what I was going to do there. I was just called there. And I start seeing, really with open eyes, these tunnels of pink energy coming to me.
Rose ray?
Rose energy. And I saw them and I was told, fear not, because they were so powerful. And every day I would get different, instructions of what to do. And what I had to do in the end was connect two energy lines, one coming from Portugal with that energy of the ascension from Lish Fatima, and the other one was the planting of the rose in the same place. I connected both of them into one.
And you did this every day?
There was an instruction, open up now Taurus in the middle of the Sea of Galilee, and I would just imagine it there. Okay, the next day I would get a call from a friend saying, oh, I was doing a meditation and I saw movement in the Sea of Galilee. What's going on there? So I would get this feedback that it was real. So every day I would get a different instruction, and the connection of the two lines was done with a group of people that I knew, and they were from Israel, and I called them and I told them what was going on, and I asked them to come and do that with me. So they came, and it was very, very powerful. And I also got feedback from that. You know, people would tell me that they felt, people who felt a lot, they would tell me that. But after 7 months, I was totally exhausted.
Yeah.
Because what I want to tell you, and a lot of people you interviewed touched it finally, is that when you're doing this kind of work, you really transmute. You are transmuting a lot of the negative energies. Remember that I was dealing with the patriarchal energy from Israel.
And this was still before 2012, right? I mean, before
that
you.
Yeah, that was in 2010.
Yeah.
And the patriarchal energy just banged on me. You know, it was very, very hard. And I am a Blu-ray as well. So I'm a transformer. So I was transforming the energies coming at me, and at the same time planting the new one and bringing the new consciousness. It was very, very hard. After 7 months, I crawled out of there. I went to my daughter and I just said, help. And they thought that I was going crazy, of course, because they couldn't understand what I was doing.
Yes.
And I left that space. But I continued working in the Sea of Galilee for 3 more years. And every year someone would join me. Totally by chance, but I know it was not by chance. Very powerful people came to help me and work by the Sea of Galilee. One was this amazing guy from Norway. Amazing guy. And he brought masculine energies that were very integrated with feminine. At that time, we planted the Moses Freedom Codes in the Sea of Galilee. Each time that someone came, there was specific work to do. The next year, which was a year and a half ago, someone from Australia came, all the way from Australia. Christine, amazing grid worker and channeler. And we planted the grid of the rainbow there. After that, I just started saying, I had enough. I don't want to continue this. I hope it's over, but someone else will continue. So there was a struggle there. But I understood that it was time also for me to decide that I could have a choice. I've done enough.
Yes.
And more people are talking about it. Through you, I heard other people saying, now it's time for us to choose what we really want to do after having done such hard work for a long time.
But this happened to you in 2010, 2012, right? You hit that point.
Yeah, yeah.
And what did you decide at that point?
No, I decided on in 2017.
Oh.
After I did the last bit of work with Christine from Australia, then everything stopped. It was like go inside and really see what you want to do. And there was also a struggle from the energies of this country wanting me to continue. And here and there, they would just push me to do something, and I did. Because it was like, finish a job. Okay, finish it properly. Like, I work a lot through painting. That's where the magic comes from. I was told once that I was the priestess with a paintbrush. So with a brush, with colors, I can create. So I took the map of Israel and I painted the rose there in the Sea of Galilee area. And I've been asked, for example, last month there was a lot of unrest at Gaza again.
Yes.
In the evening, I was just told, get up, get the map, and get a line from the Sea of Galilee to Gaza and to Jerusalem, a pink line. And I did that, just like that. The next day, there was a ceasefire, and it's been quiet ever since. And then Grace Solari start talking about the rose grid. And I was told, prepare to connect the rose grid to Israel as well. So I took the map and I drew the whole grid in pink. That's it. It's in place.
Yeah.
And it's like magic. Looking back, I know I've been working with this kind of magic all the time. And this week, just everything came together.
This
what
week?
I did. Yeah, this last week, everything came together. I was shown everything I've done till now. And there was this amazing feeling of appreciation, of self-love. A lot of aspects connected with me then this week. They just walked in and joined me, and it's been beautiful.
What was that like? Can you give us a little example?
Yes. What happens is that I paint my aspects. That's why they come to me. Shall I show you one?
Yes. Please.
Okay.
Wow.
See her?
Oh,
She's bringing the rainbow through the sun.
Wow.
And bringing it down through the roots, her roots, to earth.
That's amazing.
This is what I do, and this is an aspect of mine who can do that. What happens is that I painted a lot of aspects of mine, galactic and earthy, but this week it was like I was seeing them coming from the paintings and connecting to me. They were walking out of the paintings. I could see them, as I painted them. And I could feel their energies joining mine, and it was such...
And this all just happened this week?
Yes, since I decided that I was finally going to talk about it, there's been a party going on.
That's awesome. So whenever you decided whenever you agreed with Morgan to come on here is when it all started?
Yes, because I said yes, and then it just started coming to me. I want to tell you also that at the same time that there's all this purging going on as well, and ending this mission, by deciding it, new things are coming through at the same time.
So that part of your mission here has ended?
Yes. Yes. And there's a celebration in it. And new things are coming. Things that I had imagined and wanted for a long time, but I was not able to do it because all my energies are going for this transmuting and bringing new energies and whatever. So I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't work. My life has been a miracle of things coming to me without money. I've been in this beautiful place for the last 3 years, and the last year is rent-free, energy-free, everything is free. Okay? It's a beautiful place on a mountain, and I'm paying nothing for it.
Wow.
Just I live with a very small pension from the government, and nobody believes how I can just manage with it. And I do, and I have everything. And I have a beautiful house, and I have a car. And it's like a miracle. And every day I say, thank you, I want more of this, just keep coming. And suddenly things are happening. I started a group of people at home, a group of women that I call it the round table because we are all equal.
Yeah.
There's no leadership here. And we go into a quantum space, and there's amazing work being done for our own. I'm not working with the grid. We are working with empowering ourselves. So this is happening. And there's something else happening that is amazing, that a few years ago I was given a way to heal cancer with energies, with a rose energy. And I tested it. It worked with a baby that was born with cancer. And I was able to heal her in 2 months. And then it stopped. I didn't know how to continue. And suddenly, last month, I met this nurse who is also into spirituality, and she works at a hospital in an oncology.
Uh-huh.
And I mentioned to her what I did years ago and that I didn't know what to do with it. And she said, I want to learn from you. And she's coming every week, and I'm teaching her the rose energies and how to heal with it. And she's going to take it to the hospital.
Wow.
And that's amazing, you know, and it came to me. I didn't have to, it was the right time. It was synchronicity. So it's happening. There's also something else that I didn't mention until now. I'll tell you also about 4 years ago at a Cryon channeling in Israel. His last channeling in Tel Aviv, he said his last message was, the colors are coming.
The colors.
I got out of there and I said, well, I deal with colors. What does this mean? A week later, I was sitting outside looking at the sun, and this stream of colors started coming. All the rays were coming down, and I could see them, all the colors, and I was told, go and paint them. So I rushed and I painted them, and they came in the form of a rose with all the colors of the rainbow. Each one was a different color, and also white and gold. They were very, very strong energy, and I start asking, what does this mean? I sent them to people that I know who are seers and channelers, and I also received afterwards. I received the way to work with people. These roses are full of codes and new frequencies and the divine feminine energy.
Yeah.
I understood that I could work with people and the codes in a very visual, simple way. And the codes are there to neutralize the programs, the patterns, the old beliefs, and at the same time, the new frequencies come in.
Yes.
So I started putting it on Facebook. This was 1.5 years ago, and those people, especially women, but also a few men who resonated with the frequency, connected with me. And I started doing initiations through Skype all over the world. I mean, it was Brazil and Canada and the United States and Europe and Australia. I got to a lot of women. It was amazing. And they become transmitters themselves. After the initiations, they are transmitting this energy. So I am preparing to take this energy to Europe, this workshops to Europe. And I am already in touch with someone who is interested, who did the initiation with me. So things are opening up in a big way.
Expanding.
After I Yeah, I finished this mission. Now it's time to expand into something that I love, something that I was gifted with.
The rose ray has been prominent for me. It hasn't been the most prominent, but it's been there. My friend Shakina Rose works with the rose ray a lot, and when I went to Sedona, we did some work together. We did some broadcasts. I don't know if you saw it, but one day, yeah,
I did.
When I first got there, I was at this house, and I said, "Come over, let's do a broadcast." And she came over, and about halfway through the show, I put some music on, and every time that we get together, since the first time I met her, except for the last show we just did, Mother Mary and the Rose Ray always comes in. And so I put the music on, and I put the camera on her, and she started to do that harmonic light language that she does with the 528 hertz. And through the window, this rose ray came in, shaped like a rose, and it's on film. It's there for 3 or 4 minutes, and it looks like a galactic rose. And so I know that is a very powerful divine feminine frequency that does bring a tremendous balance, and it's also something I've seen a lot in pictures I've been in and other people. So I think that's a very profound connection. Now, the other thing that you were telling me before the show, which I find fascinating, and I want to say this because I want to encourage people like you, particularly most of them have been women, and that's just the way it is, that have been doing this work for 15 or 20 years like yourself, to encourage them to come out and share their story and their experiences, and not be afraid. You can do it anywhere. You can do it here. We support the people that have done this work, particularly the divine feminine. We were told, Morgan and I, that the Soulogy energy is the broadcasting is the voices of the Mother Goddess, which is in all of us, which is what this world needs. But before the show, you told me that up until 6 months ago, it sounds to me like what you were saying is you didn't know there was a whole lot of people out there like this. Maybe just the few that you had come across on the internet and had come to visit you at the Sea of Galilee. I find that fascinating, and I just want to reiterate that because these same people that might be hearing this live or on the replay, it might give them a little more confidence or validation to step up. But if you would just cover that again, you didn't know that there was that many people out there until 6 months ago?
I didn't. I was very alone. And these people I connected with, they were through the initiations of the rose that I did, but they were not doing the work that I do. So those who came here, they did in a way, but I was still very wary about talking about what I do because it sounded so strange and so, it's what people call that you're not normal, you're out of your mind. And I am looked at like this by my family, so it's like really ingrained. And when I got to you, I think it was Pamela Johnson who pointed you out to me. It was like a new world opened up. It was amazing. I'm not alone. This is so amazing. It was so beautiful. And it was so important. And I really want to thank you and all the people that come on because this week, especially Todd, this week was amazing. Shekhinah Rose, she talked about what the blue rays do and the transformations and everything that we go through. It was exactly that. And it's the first time that I see it put out in that way, and it makes me feel, oh my God, this is so amazing. And each interview that you had on, there was a pearl, there was something that resonated and did work with me, you know, because you don't need an activation online. You just need to connect to this person, what she said, and it resonates with you and it works with you right away.
Yeah.
And it cleared things. It was an amazing week of interviews. Yeah. I got hooked, you know. Now that you're doing so many a day, it's like I can't do anything else. What's going on?
Well, I think it's fascinating that somebody who basically 20 years ago, who allowed and followed and recognized and activated and actualized that communion with infinite intelligence, and had the courage and the love and the wisdom and the ability to walk away from everything, still 18 years later felt alone, felt like that she couldn't talk about things because they would think she's crazy. My family thinks I'm crazy. Most of the people that come on the show, their families think they're crazy. And I find that fascinating, so I just wanted to bring that back up. I appreciate the compliment. That's not why I brought it up. I brought it up because I want others like you to know that there are many, many, many of you out there, and it's safe to come out. And this is a platform where they can be supported and feel safe. And then to your point too, as you were telling us, even with your years and years of service and your years and years of direct communion with infinite intelligence, you still can come on to and watch a show and be activated by something someone's saying. And to me, and I've been saying this show after show for 700 shows, this is where our most powerful activations are. It's not from the downloads, not from the channelings and the transmissions. Those are so important. We actually activate each other as the gods and goddesses that we are. And so thank you for explaining that. That's very important. It really is. And I also want to tell you too, we're expanding. We're setting the intention of expanding, as we all are. Soulogy is. And this is an expanding platform. And so if there's anything we can do, we have a very strong following in Europe. Anything we can do to help you to expand the awareness of what you're doing and will be doing in Europe, we're here at your service as we serve each other. You know.
Wonderful. I want to show you at this point one of the roses.
Yes.
So people can see what it does, can feel it. I sent one to Jason, and he was amazed. He said, you know, he could feel the power of it. So I'm going to show you one.
Wow.
They are full of codes and frequencies.
That's like an off-planet galactic cosmic rose.
It is.
It looks like a labyrinth tree of life, sacred geometric maze. Amazing.
And each color has a different way of affecting you, and it is just so easy. Okay, you don't need processes. In 4 sessions, people can just absorb all these codes and frequencies and use them in their lives. And I would like to expand in that, because it stopped last year. I had to go inside and get my priorities right. Okay, so everything stopped for something else to grow. And if this is something that needs to grow, then I would love the support.
Yes,
I would love
absolutely.
And men, I did this initiation with men, and it really brings up the rose into a different space. It's like they open their hearts to the feminine, to the divine feminine, to the new energies, and it's beautiful. I love working with men. There's not enough, though.
Somebody said her heart is beating. Jennifer Sampson says her heart is beating deeper right now. Somebody else said their ears were screaming. There's no doubt that these things that we when we as humans, our human aspect, might consider just something trivial or minor, or the power of what we're doing, all of us, is not in how many people see it. It's just in the act of doing it. All those paintings you've done, whether one person saw them or 1,000 people saw them, still had an energetic impact on the most important grid, in my opinion, in this realm, which is the human hybrid soul grid, where we all hold hands around this world. It is impacting the entire world. I want to ask you, how many paintings have you done since you were moved to start doing them, 18 years ago?
I can't even tell you, because for 10 years I was painting nonstop. Okay, I was in channeling all the time, because I was bringing these energies here, and they were like open portals. And I have a studio full of them. What I did is that I sold prints, because selling the originals is probably too expensive to afford. So I sold prints, and a lot of people did buy them. And what happens is that these prints are as active as the originals, and they speak to you. You just talk to them. You ask them to activate, and they start streaming their energies to you. And I got feedback, amazing feedback, that people really, something happened to them when they have these paintings around.
Yeah.
But I have, I don't know, dozens, and some of them I didn't even realize what they were until much later.
Wow.
Okay, their energies are so, I was told that they came before their time.
Like a living physical Akashic.
It's amazing, and they come. I am a star being, and I channel them. So these things that come through, they come. I have a whole series of suns, and they come from other universes, because I've been there. So I channel myself from other places and where I've been, and I can make the connection of those energies to here and now, and they radiate from the canvas.
Wow.
And they work with people. And
they're a consciousness. They're in a consciousness that you've consciously injected. Yeah, you're the frequencies that you're bringing in, channeling.
Yeah.
So they're separate energies. Really, in a way, they're separate. They're their own energy, and it's like a crystal or a mandala or a sacred geometry.
Some of them are not like a mandala at all. They're very figurative.
Yeah.
And people just choose what they resonate with, what they need, and that's what they work with.
Wow.
I also did some sculpture. I was asked to do sculpture in wire mesh. Because metal is a conductor of energies. So working with metal, the energies that came through really went into the sculpture.
Yes.
And then I closed the sculpture with gold spray. And you would just hold those those sculptures, and you'd feel the energy coming through. It's like you were having a therapy just by holding them.
Yeah. That's incredible. Now, do you have a certain, a certain higher resonance with a particular star family frequency or planetary consciousness?
Yes. There's the Pleiadians and Sirius, Andromeda, and Venus.
Venus, Andromeda, Pleiadian,
and Sirius.
Okay.
Yeah, those I'm very aware of, but there's many others that I don't know the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, and in terms of divine essences, I mean, I would assume it's Magdalene and
and Mother Mary.
Mother Mary.
Yeah, that family. Yes, they are with me. Yeah. Together with that, I'm very connected with Gaia. Very. I feel her under my feet. I just talk to her and she sends pulses up and I send down and we exchange. I talk to trees. I talk to my plants. I talk to the world here is also very important to me. And I communicate with it. And I can paint a tree. I put my hand on the painting and I feel the pulsing of the tree.
Wow.
It's the connection with nature as well.
I worked a lot with trees, especially, really, through the last 7 years, especially the first couple of years. I don't think I'm as connected as you are. I haven't, but I've done healing, my own healing, with trees and been shown things by trees. Actually shown history, galactic history, other things. So I think sometimes we do overlook, because not everything is relevant and everything is important, but there's just as much interdimensional consciousness and multidimensional consciousness. And to me, the trees are elders right here on this earth. There's all kinds of, crystals and rocks and portals and places. We don't always have to go out there.
No, not at all. Not at all. Mother Earth keeps reminding us that she is as powerful and she's closer to us.
Yeah.
Okay, and we are very much into the galaxies and looking for it there, and Mother Earth, I'm here.
Yeah.
I am as powerful. I'm a great healer. I'm a great partner. Do not forget me.
Yeah.
And
not to mention she has probably every universal starseed planet here with her too.
That's what the mirrors are. The energy centers that I learned about, they are in Gaia.
Yeah.
Okay, they are there, these energy centers. So yes, she has it all here as well. So they work with me through Gaia as well. I don't have to go anywhere.
Are you planning on leaving? Are you going to go live in Europe as you move into this next part of your mission?
Living where? What do you mean?
In Europe, when you go to do the work in Europe, are you going to still stay in Europe?
I really had that in mind, but last night, as I told you before,
you should tell our brothers and sisters what happened to you last night.
This journey has been very hard on me, and I'm exhausted. Together with that, I have a new energy coming through, but I'm still exhausted and hurt. And my body went through the transmutations of all these energies, and I really need to have a rest from energies, I think. I don't know, something. So I was really wanting to get out of here and to go to Europe for a while. But last night I was woken up by the diva of this country. it's like the spirit of this country. And she showed me a daisy. And she started taking off the petals and saying, do you love me? Do you not? Do you love me? Do you not? And she showed me that I was very ambivalent about loving this country and not. So she came to show me what I did in this country by showing me a map, the map of Israel. The map of Israel had a huge cactus on. Now the cactus is one that grows in Israel and has a fruit, a beautiful fruit, but it's full of, how do you call it? The thorns. Yeah. It's very difficult to peel it, but once you do, it's really sweet and very refreshing. And the Israelis call themselves by the name of that fruit, which is sabra. Okay, it's very well known. Israelis are very defensive, full of those thorns, but when you go inside, it's really nice and soft. Now, she showed me the map of Israel with that cactus, and then she showed me that it turned into a rose. And she said, this is what you did, and please love yourself and your work. So I told her, I want to feel it. And I start feeling this amazing, holding, beautiful energy of love all around me. And I said, okay, keep showing me that you support me here in this country as well. Mm. But I feel, Todd, I feel that I opened a bridge between Portugal and Israel with this energy line. Okay, yeah. There's a bridge, and also it's very interesting. From the 2004, a lot of young Israelis went to live in Portugal.
Wow.
And they're all very spiritual. And I met a few of them. So there's a bridge there, and I want to go there and come back. But yesterday was so profound when she showed me how the energies changed under my feet. Okay, yeah. I can't feel it in politics yet or what's happening in this country, but the energies were planted.
I think it's energetically already happened, and it's it's just a matter of it playing out now. I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. But I do also feel, I'm talking about in, like you were mentioning, in the political arenas and such in that part of the world. But I think there's also less emphasis now on the external, because we realize internally we do all the work. And like I said, energetically it's already been done. It's just a matter of the mirror playing out what has been done. So I just want to say, on behalf of everybody, first I want to say I would love to collaborate with you again. There's so many things I could ask you that I think we would all benefit from gaining from your perspective on many different things that we're all experiencing, or questions we might have, because you have a wealth of experience. And I also want to thank you on behalf of everybody for the work you've done and continue to do.
Thank you, Todd, for having me here today. It was like amazing to be able to share with you, to have the courage to talk, to feel so at ease with you. I've done this before in other interviews, and I usually talk about the rose, but with you, it's like I know that you understand, and everybody who's listening also do. And it's such a good feeling. Thank you on behalf of all of us who are daring to come out and talk about it.
Yes. Yeah. We're all here to support each other. This is a year of collaboration and expansion and sovereignty. And I know it's going to be a beautiful year. It's also very intriguing. It's requiring more courage. It's becoming very much a now and present moment existence And that's something that's taking a little getting used to. So I know.
I feel excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it. I feel it. I feel it.
Well, I think you've paved the way a lot more than you might even know. For those of us who have come later, where you've been able to create an existence to where it makes no sense in the 3D world how you can be on a small pension and all these things come to you. A lot of us are there now. A lot of us are at that stage where we've done the work, our mission's starting to change, and we're trying to sustain the frequency of that magic to keep it going against the conventional wisdom and the conventional way things have been done. So I think, again, your energetic imprint and impression has paved the way for others like myself. And I just want to say thank you for that, because I know how important that is and how difficult that must have been. I've only been doing this 7 years. And, you know, you and Morgan and so many other people, Chukina, it's been 15, 20 years. And that's a long, long time, especially to do it in solitude and in anonymity, you know, behind the scenes.
Yes, and I have to say thank you to my children and my ex-husband, who don't understand what I'm doing, who think I'm really crazy, but they were there whenever I moved houses and I didn't have money for the rent, and they were there. They never left me alone. And even though I feel that I don't belong in their world, they still somehow, their souls are very aware that they need to support their mother when I am in crisis. Last year I didn't need any support. It just came to me. It was just amazing. But they did help me.
Yeah, the soul always hears. And they must know your heart, I'm sure. So they may not understand it. You know, they may not understand it.
My son told me once, I'm so afraid that one day I will do what you did and just go for freedom.
Well,
it's scary. It's scary to just go out there and give everything, take one suitcase. I was very afraid a lot of times.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't.
And you know, and it's still that is still out there. You know, I mean, I had a little bout with fear a couple of days ago, and I know a lot of people have, but that's what I said. You've actually, you and those like you have created an energetic impression out there. You busted some doors down out there, and one of those is to be able to create a lifestyle that is 5D plus, that doesn't operate the way the world has operated, which we're trying to disengage from, you know. So that's important. That's a really important aspect to the work that you've done and those like you, because many people are faced with that today, including myself, you know. So it gives me courage. And somebody just said somebody just said something about now I know anything's possible. It can be done. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you again. I'd love to get together again. We're gonna we're probably gonna take a 2 or 3 day break next week as we transition into the unknown, Morgan and I, and then I know I fully trust and believe that we'll stabilize and we'll start putting out, you know, 3 or 4 shows a day again very quickly, because that's what we do when we're together. Yeah, that's what we do.
Keep going. You have such an amazing mission. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you so much. Peace out to you. I look forward to doing another show with you soon. Thank you, everybody. I'll put the post up tonight. It's 11 o'clock here in Hawaii. I'll put up the post for tomorrow tonight. I think we've got 3 or 4 shows. They're going to be great shows. So stay tuned. We'll see you later, Maria.
Bye.
Bye-bye.